Everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see it's awfully crowded out there. For those of you standing, there are a couple of seats up here, and there's two over here, I think, so don't be shy. Welcome again, welcome all, welcome everyone to the light and love that is Unity of Lawrence. So grateful to see you here again on this beautiful Sunday, and once again, what a treat having Robin with us today. Let's take a centering breath and open to the divine in all of us and listen to this prayer. We celebrate the divine source that lives and breathes within us. We accept ourselves without judgment and accept each other. We acknowledge our place in the environment and care for our sacred mother. We carry light, share peace, and live in joy and thanksgiving. And so it is. Amen. Our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray with you one-on-one. If there's anything in your heart to be held in prayer, we invite you to see a chaplain following today's service at the front of the sanctuary. And now, please join Holly in singing Witness.
Let's stand together. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I am meant to be. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. We're letting it in, letting it go, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. We're letting it in, letting you know, and letting you lead that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. Let's turn and greet one another safely with a bow and elbow bump. Soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. We're letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, letting you lead that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. Being a witness to your presence every day.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Now it's time to share Unity's intentions. Please affirm with me Unity's founding principle together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. Now our Unity of Lawrence vision statement. Together, united in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And finally, our Unity of Lawrence mission statement. Together, we are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. Now please welcome our special music guest Chris Hudson.
Thanks for having me here today. This is really wonderful. I'm going to play you something here. I do a lot of original material. Since it's like the beginning of the year, and it's kind of wintertime, this song is titled "The Mist of a Morning Space." I wrote this probably like 4 years ago. I'm in a band called Gully Washer, which is Kansas City. We just recorded this song about a year ago, but it's kind of a nice beginning of the year piece. Mist of morning space, floorboarded cat demands her food. She never lets you sleep. Steamboat skyline race, mist of morning space, fire fury waves, ink blotted seas drowned so deep, black and low in haste, a mist of morning space. Overcast in place, miles to the east, western gloom, still point of our fate, a mist of morning space, speed like the day, rain falling, dreams waited you, with no more words to say. I miss the morning space. Thank you. Play a piece. I do a bunch of adaptations of poetry. And I'm really into William Blake. Hopefully everybody else is. He did these. He did this whole series of songs of innocence and experience. is kind of, I believe this is like one of the very first of the innocent songs that are in the books. It's called The Echo in Green. Hopefully I can get my guitar into it. Yeah, there we go. Sun does arise and make happy skies, merry bells ring to welcome the spring, the skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush sing louder around to the bells, cheerful sound, and our sport shall be seen on the echoing green. Oh, John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we're all girls and boys in our youth. Time we're seen on the echoing green. To the little ones weary, no more can be merry. The sun does descend, and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, little sisters and brothers, like birds in the nest, ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Robin Goff is the founder of the Light Center near Baldwin City and serves as co-spiritual leader and fairy godmother emeritus. She has a background in nursing and hospice chaplaincy, and now her work falls somewhere between the two, focusing on healing with spiritual energy. Please welcome Robin.
Woo! They're here. Are we okay, Avery? Okay. So most of you are familiar with the White Stone Ceremony, which is done every year at this time at the beginning of the year in most Unity churches around the world. And it comes out of the book of Revelations, which says, I will give him a white stone with a new name written on the stone. And I thought about that a lot, and I thought, yeah, we do this every year, and we write it down on our stone, and maybe we remember it, and maybe we don't, but let's create this into an initiation for ourselves today and claim that at a deeper place, a deeper level. So, of course, every time I start thinking about rituals, I think of my friend Sobonfu Somé. And some of you may have heard me speak her name before. She was the keeper of rituals for a very tiny community in Burkina Faso, a community that we call Deep Africa, meaning they keep the old ways. They really live community at a very deep level beyond anything we can really understand. And so I saw Sobonfu's photo in a publication somewhere, and I said, oh, I have to know this person. And she was doing a workshop in Chicago, and I said, I've got to go. I don't know what it is, but I've got to go. And her husband, by the way, is Malidoma Somé, and some of you may be familiar with him. He's got lots of PhDs, and he's very famous. So I contacted the place in Chicago, and they said, no, this is canceled, so you can't come to this retreat, whatever. And so I said, well, put me in contact with these people. I must communicate with them, and I did. And Malidoma said, no, I go to big centers like Omega and places like that around the country and around the world. But so Mambu said, oh, yes, I will come to the Light Center. And so she did. She came several times, and I found her to be the most deeply genuine individual I could ever ask to be around. So her elders received the name for her, which was a tradition in their culture, that the elders sit with the pregnant mother and receive the life purpose of the incoming soul. So that's known before the child is even born. And they go out and they find a particular stone that will be held on the altar for that individual for their entire life. And when they marry, their stone is put by their partner's stone, and when they die, their stone is placed on their grave. So it's a deeply, deeply held tradition for the whole group to hold your life purpose for you, to help each other bring forth our life's purpose in a really powerful and good way. So it's not like there's competition, like I'm going to get mine and I don't care if you get yours, or I'm going to get mine first or whatever. No, it's that every one of us is working to bring one another's purpose forward. So I read about initiation, what Sobonfu had to say about that, and the thing that caught my attention was not that, oh, this is a time of transitioning to the next stage of life or entering a new phase. It was called a time of gaining knowledge. Okay, so that gives a little different twist to the whole concept of it. So Sobonfu told a story about herself that her name means keeper of the rituals. And when it came time for her to follow the direction of her elders to take the rituals of their tiny community out into the world, meaning come to America, move to America. She lived in Sacramento for a long, long time. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to leave this amazing, beautiful experience that is deep, deep community. She didn't want to leave her family and all of her brothers and sisters there. And so she went through a lot of agony. She didn't want to leave. She didn't want to fulfill her life's purpose as the elders are coaching her. And so she went and sat on the grave of her grandmother. And when her grandmother said, no, my dear, you must go, then she was willing to carry her life's purpose forward in this new way. And so that may be relevant to some of us sitting in this room, that knowing your life purpose is one thing, right? That's a challenge right there. And being willing and courageous enough to bring it to the world is a whole nother piece. So Sabanfu always said, if you wanted to know your life's purpose, think about what you loved to do when you were a child, because you've carried this life purpose your whole life. So it's not just something that you decide to do when you're an adult. So the characteristics of an initiation would be, for most indigenous cultures, that you go out into the wilderness. And I love that Kathy came up with this beautiful place in the wilderness for us here. So you would go out. Native American tradition is you would vision quest for several days with no food or water. Some do include water. But Sobanfu said that the reason that we do this, the reason that we go out into nature, is so that we can totally become one with all the beings out there and listen to their messages for us. So it's about listening deeply. And so we'll do that today in meditation, because we're not going to all go out into the woods and spend a few days out there. I don't think most of us could do that, especially in this weather. But we'll do that in our own way. Just as we're adapting to being masked and being in COVID time, we're also going to adapt our own way of doing rituals. Make it work for us, because it can be our very own. So there was usually fasting involved, preparation way in advance. I know someone right now is preparing to do the Sundance, and she's preparing for a year. You know, and my friends who've done Vision Quest prepared for a year for that experience. And so we put ourselves into this state of initiation in the wilderness to let go of all of the things that we think are essential for life. Your house, the roof over your head, your bed, food, you know, warmth, the heat being on, or the air conditioner in the summer. So we challenge ourselves. So it is about challenging, pushing myself ahead in a way that maybe I haven't done routinely, but you take this step consciously and intentionally. So there's also the piece of having a community, and this is your community today, and we include all of you at home, to witness you taking this step. And that's a very, very important part of every ritual. It's the re-entry. So you go off into the wilderness, and then you re-enter and come home to yourself within the context of these witnesses who are holding you to your highest good. I love that concept. And it's something we don't necessarily talk about in our culture in America. So as I was preparing for this, I went to Desmond Tutu, Archbishop Desmond Tutu's book, which I just love. And what a powerful, amazing man. And he has made his transition this week to be an ancestor now for all of us. So we'll just welcome Desmond Tutu into our circle. So he was talking about Nelson Mandela. And a lot of you probably feel about Nelson Mandela the way I do. Such an icon of integrity and genuine love, that deep feeling that you have just looking at his face even. But Desmond Tutu said that Mandela had to be in prison for 27 years in order to be the kind of person, the kind of leader that could take South Africa out of apartheid. He wasn't ready to do that when he went into prison. He was a young man. He was angry. He was a rebel fighting with everybody else against this apartheid thing. It was a very aggressive kind of energy. So I don't know if you know the story of Robben Island, where he was imprisoned. It's a beautiful island off of South Africa, and I've been there a number of times. And I was so impressed that it is an icon for the world, not of fighting racism, overcoming apartheid. No, what they want you to see at Robben Island is that this is an icon, a way of honoring education. Just like what Sobantfu said, it's about learning. So the prisoners in Robben Island were forced to break up rocks like in a big quarry. And then if they finished breaking up a big pile of rocks, then they made them move it. It was all senseless, unnecessary, hard labor. And the warders there, the wardens were called warders, liked Nelson Mandela. They liked him a lot. And so they would watch over and warn the prisoners who were breaking up all these rocks, warn them when authorities were coming so that they could get back to work, because they weren't working out there all the time. They were teaching each other. It was like a big university. And if you knew about mathematics, you taught that. If you knew a language, you taught that. If you knew about the law, you taught that. So they all were teaching each other from whatever that it was that they brought. And then when they came out of prison, they all got degrees. So what an amazing and inspiring thing to think of this Nelson Mandela, who was crafted through this time of learning, people of all cultures together as one, right in the midst of massive apartheid around them, but they were one, people of all cultures, religions, colors, all working together, helping and empowering each other to be the best they could be. What an amazing, beautiful thing. And out of that, Nelson Mandela was able to emerge as a president like none we have seen since, and none we have seen in other countries. You know, he is an amazing role model that I would love to see in our government, someone who could be that genuinely, in his power, a moral power, not a power of fighting against the other party or serving money or power of that nature that we're used to seeing within politics. So when Mandela came out of prison after 27 years, here's what he said to the people of South Africa. I greet you all in the name of peace, democracy, and freedom for all. I stand here before you not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. Your tireless and heroic sacrifices have made it possible for me to be here today. I therefore place the remaining years of my life in your hands. And that was truly from his heart and from his humility in truth. Yeah. So today what we're going to do is have a time for each one of you to come forward to take a white stone, and there's lots of writing implements here, and you can write on there what you are initiating yourself into today. A word, a name, a concept, whatever it is that comes to you during the meditation today. And we are going to serve as your witnesses to that. So I'm going to ask you all to come forward, and if you don't have a word that comes to you, that's okay. You can add that piece later, but hold the intention of that this morning together. So we're going to go into a time of meditation together, and I'll guide you through that. We'll seek all that Spirit is speaking to each one of us right now as we enter into 2022. This most amazing time to be alive on this earth. So get comfortable in your own way, prepared to be in meditation. Take a deep breath. Begin to feel the relaxation flooding your body. Perhaps you have lived in a prison in some way in your lifetime, a prison of your own making, limitations. Or perhaps you felt punishment of some kind at some point in your life coming from someone else. But none of us are in a stone cell with bars on the windows. We are free and unlimited. So we turn deeply within to the place where Spirit dwells in each one of us. We seek to be reminded of the purpose we chose for our life before we even came into this body, into this world, at this point in time on the planet. There is a reason you chose to be here now, in this body, in this place, at this time. In this place of deep connection to all of our ancestors, all of the ascended masters, the angels, and all beings of light that surround us. We listen for that voice that speaks only within your heart. So we choose to receive now all that is mine to do. What is the peace that I bring to the community, to my family, to the earth? Choose now to embody the willingness and the courage to be all I came here to be. power of earth and sky filling you, holding you. As you connect deeply with the power and presence of pure spirit, the essence of unconditional love. Invite each one of you now to hold that word that you will embody for 2022 and perhaps beyond. Hold that deep in your heart as we come fully present to this, our community, who surround us and witness this initiation for you today. As we come gently out of this meditation, open your eyes to receive the light of the world. And I would ask that you hold this essence of love with you as each one of you comes forward to receive a white stone. And write upon the stone, if you're ready, your word, a name, whatever it is that you've received that will help you to embody this, remember this throughout the year ahead. And we're going to go into singing a chant together, Om Namah Shivaya, which is basically translated just like Namaste. Means beholding that presence of pure spirit in you, within you. It's one of the highest frequency chants of the Hindu tradition. And so we'll fill this space with that essence of spirit within for one another. So we have 2 baskets here, so people can come from each side. And as you feel ready, come forward and write on your stone or hold the essence of your word in your stone. If you would like to speak that word, that intention out loud, there's an added power to doing that. You don't have to, you can hold that close within your heart. But if you choose to share that with your witnesses here today, you're welcome to do that. Okay. So come forward as you feel prepared to do that. Claim balance in all things.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om
And all of our family who are watching from their computers and devices, wherever they may be, whenever they may be with us. We hold your intention as well and serve as your witnesses. So I invite you all to follow me. I'll say it once and then you say it after me. We enfold you in love. We enfold you in love and support you to be all you can be. And support you to be all you can be. And so we carry that with us as we go forth from here today. Keep this stone on your altar at home or wherever it seems right for it to be with you, to be your reminder, not only of what your intention is for your purpose that you bring forth, but as a reminder that you are held by these witnesses who love and care and support you to be all that you came here to be. Thank you. Aho. And so it is.
Beautiful. guess, huh? Finish off here with another song. Thanks for having me here today. So yeah, this song here, it's titled "The Easing." I wrote it last year, right about at the very beginning of the year. Kind of living in isolation at that point. Feels kind of appropriate for today. Ash tree, winter light, we shuffle through the leaves, down sidewalks and tangled limbs. In silence we ride, wrapping our first steps. We isolate internally, feeling blue, with bad news of downward trends. Gonna stop, take this in, a living morning going on, walking towards lighter days where the easing can begin. No drawn faces looking low, let this era go bygone. Walking towards lighter days where the easing can begin. Looking into your eyes, they mirror right back at me. Thoughts drift to center in, and we let them out. Our memories have many deaths. I harken back to what we see, which overlay to what's oblique, to our fading end. Gonna stop, take this in, a living morning going on, walking towards lighter days where the easing can begin. No drawn faces looking low, let this era go bygone. Walking towards lighter days where the easing can begin. Looking into your eyes, they mirror right back at me. Thoughts drift to center in, and we let them out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Chris. What a wonderful ceremony. A time of thanks. As our ushers come forward for our time of thanks, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. If you would like to use a debit or credit card, please stop by the office. Thank you. As the love offering is collected, let's join Holly in singing The Awakening.
Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. It's a new day of celebration. There is wisdom and our love from our heart's imagination. Our vision will rise above. Another day, another way. I've come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening.
As our ushers come forward, here's our prayer of thanks. Please listen. Grateful, grateful, grateful. We bless the flow of good that supports our unity community. We bless the givers who give their time, talent, and treasure. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth only to return again and again. And so it is. Amen. Uh-oh. Got lost. You know, there's a much bigger crowd here than I expected this morning when I first came in. I mean, there really is a lot of people. I'm so grateful to see you all here. Now for our opportunities, a special welcome to our guests today. Thank you for joining us. If you would like more information about the Unity Movement and Unity of Lawrence, pick up a welcome packet in the lobby. The Lunch Bunch is meeting at Perkins, 1711 West 23rd Street. All are welcome. Please join Robin Goff in visioning new leadership for the Light Center. A person with Unity credentials is preferred. We know that Spirit hears this request, and the perfect people are on their way before the end of this year, and so it is. Our weekly open meditation group meets on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. in the sanctuary. All are welcome. Please bring a mask. Mark your calendars for our 2022 annual meeting. It is scheduled for Sunday, January 30th, following the service. The agenda includes electing new board members, finalizing the budget, and reviewing the past year's achievements. Remember, only members can vote. See Kathy in the office if you have any questions. We are postponing the Calvin Arsinia concert on Sunday, January 16th until a later date to be announced. Please join us next week as our own Diane Silver brings us the message, Finding the Hero Within. Special music by Calvin Arsinia. That's fantastic. I don't think we have any youth today, do we? No youths. So let's go on with the song. Let there be peace on earth. Because our vision is celebrating a peaceful and abundant world for all, let's all join and sing the original peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you.